Peace, peace. This is Haseeb, posted with UndergroundHipHopBlog.com. What up? My definition or what underground hip hop is to me, it's you know, it's really about the culture. Now it's not just one person or one person's culture, but it's music culture, it's hip hop culture, it's really the music and the culture that the mainstream doesn't really accept or doesn't really gravitate towards. It's not necessarily a sound, it's not necessarily a status, it's not a location, it's not a piece of clothing or a certain type of beat or anything like that. To me, it's just about being comfortable with the fact that you're doing something that is a little different than the norm. It's a deviation from the norm, and that's underground hip hop to me. So I grew up in the Inland Empire, about 45, 50 miles inland from the hub, and growing up out there, there's not a great deal of culture. You know what I'm saying? I used to have to go down to Pomona to rock open mics and stuff like that. That was like the spot in the IE, and then Riverside as well. But LA was huge because one, my family was all out here. My mom's family immigrated to LA from India, back in like the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. So my grandparents were out here. So geographically, I've always spent a lot of time in the city, and I've been living here for the past 10 years. And the culture coming out of LA, West Coast hip hop, of course. But besides like the NWAs and the Snoops and the Dre's, like cats like People Under the Stairs and AC Alone, stuff like that. LA hip hop, Dilated Peoples, of course, was always like a big deal for me. With that said, I draw a lot of influence from East Coast hip hop and Detroit and the Midwest and all of that, but there's something about LA, whether it's the weather or just the energy in the space, the breeze, even, you know what I mean. Like there's something about LA that kind of draws people here. Opportunity is another big one, So yeah, man. As much as I love LA, I'm also like a world traveler. I love traveling all over the planet. The world is such a big place. People always say, "Oh, the world is so small now," but they never even left their front porch. So it's like, I'm trying to go to Thailand or something like that, or maybe like Japan or something soon. So I think what I'm kind of bringing to hip hop in 2018 is, just a level of authenticity in my personal narrative. And not saying I'm the only authentic artist. There's plenty of dope authentic artists, but each person has their own like unique story and their own unique upbringing and their circumstances and stuff like that. So for me, it's all about being true to myself. And I'm a first generation, Muslim American. My parents, they're from Southeast Asia, Burma, India, Pakistan. That's like the geographic region that my ancestors and my family is from. And me and my brothers, we were the first in our family, my immediate family born here in the United States. So I grew up on hip hop culture out here. And my experience is like coming from an immigrant household, where things in our household were different than my friends and my peers because of my ethno-religious background. You know what I mean? So my narrative and my experience with hip hop is different than the next person. So I think that's I definitely think there's a void and there's a space that I'm filling for that, and I'm not the only artist doing so. But when I grew up, I didn't have anybody that looked like me, um, spitting bars. You know what I mean? Making beats or rapping or on TV. I pretty much grew up absorbing black culture in America, hip hop culture, and because that's what resonated with me. That's what I grew up kind of absorbing because we didn't have any Aziz Ansari's or Hassan Minaj's or Anik Khan's and stuff like that when I was growing up. Like, so I'm happy that I can. I'm not like ashamed of my culture and whatnot, and I could do my thing and be a part of hip hop culture, but also honor the culture of my parents. within like the past year, I put out 3 singles: Focus, Dropping, and Feel Good, all available on all the streaming platforms. And these singles are all a part of a bigger project that I just simply call Growth, because that's what this stage in life is for me. It's all about growth, whether it's spiritual, mental, economic, social, musical. Everything is just trying to level up, and so it's I'm paying more attention to my roots, and with that, I've been able to find more growth. So that's the upcoming project. We still got one more single we're gonna roll out, and then we're gonna roll out the project on all the streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all of that. There's some music videos already online on YouTube that you could check out and things of that nature. So stay tuned. New music coming real soon, and if you've never heard my music before, then it's all new music. You know what I mean? So you guys can find me at Haseeb the Few. That's HaseebTheFew. Haseeb the Few. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Also HaseebTheFew.com. Of course, UndergroundHipHopBlog.com. Yeah, man, I'm pretty active on the socials, so shoot me a DM anytime. We could chop it up. You know what I mean? Talk about music, talk about life. It's all love, it's all life, it's all music, it's all hip hop. You know what I mean? Peace.